Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This video is going to cover TMUX's copy mode. Copy mode is how you view, search, and copy your TMUX history. Let's jump right in. We'll open TMUX and generate some output. The first step to viewing your TMUX history is to go into copy mode. That's done with the prefix key, which is Control B by default, then open bracket. This indicator on the top right signals we are in copy mode. And the way to read this is current line number over the total number of lines in your history. Now, what this top number actually means is a little counterintuitive. It actually refers to this entire line at the bottom, not your cursor's current position. This is why moving the cursor doesn't change the top number, because the bottom line didn't change. It's not until you get to the top of the page, go one more line to force a scroll, does the line at the bottom change, and therefore the top number changes. Same thing when moving your cursor down. The top number, current line number, won't change until the line itself does. Now, moving up and down your history with the cursor isn't very efficient. To immediately scroll up one line at a time, we hit Control up arrow. And to scroll down one line at a time, we use Control down arrow. If that worked for you, then your TMUX is using Emacs style key bindings for copy mode. Now for some of you, scrolling up one line at a time will be Control Y, and scrolling down will be Control E. That means your TMUX is actually using VI style key bindings for copy mode. You can only be in one or the other at any given time. I'm going to continue with the Emacs style, but we'll get to the VI column in a moment. Now to scroll up one half a page at a time, we use Alt up arrow. And to scroll down half a page at a time, we use Alt down arrow. Now to scroll up full pages at a time, it's page up. And full pages down is page down. And to jump to the very top of your TMUX history, it's Alt less than symbol, which is technically Alt, Shift, comma on the keyboard. And here's the first command we ran. To jump to the bottom of your history, it's Alt greater than symbol, which is Alt, Shift, period. Now, if you want to jump directly to any line, type lowercase g, then the number. And a quick reminder, this number reflects the entire line at the bottom, not the cursor's position. Searching is where your cursor's position does matter. To search up from the cursor's position, it's Control R. And we have a nice indicator here. And as we type, it will highlight all of our matches and give us the total number of matches up here. It also automatically moves our cursor to the first match. And hit Enter when you're done, inputting your string. And lowercase n takes you to the next match. And uppercase N takes you to the previous match. Searching down from the cursor's current position is Control S. And same as before. Next matches are lowercase n. And previous matches are uppercase N. Now that we know how to move and search our TMUX history, we can start using paste buffers. Quick note on these numbers. I had to re-record a few things, and I couldn't get the original number of 110, so apologies there. Now to begin your selection, move your cursor where you want to start copying, and hit Control Spacebar. It doesn't seem like anything happened, but when I move my cursor, it will become apparent. If you need to clear your selection to reset, type Control G. And I'll begin a different selection. And once you are ready to copy your selection, hit Alt W. Our selection is copied, and we automatically left copy mode. Now to view our paste buffer, it's prefix key, =. We see our default buffer name, the contents of said buffer, and an index number. And to make another copy, rinse and repeat. Go back into copy mode. And this time, I'll search for my string. Hit Control Space. Then make our selection. And copy it. And now we should have a second buffer. Notice the newer buffer got index 0, and the previous buffer is now index 1. This is because TMUX uses a stack data structure for our paste buffers, which is last in, first out, not a queue data structure, which is first in, first out. Now to paste from the most recent buffer, which is always index 0, put your cursor where you want to paste the text, then hit Control B, then open bracket. This will just error out, so I will hit Enter. And to choose your buffer interactively, we go back to the previous menu. I'm not sure what will happen, so I'll hit Control U. Now, what about the VI style key bindings? You'll be happy to know that 90% of what I covered in the Emacs section is transferable to this section. How? When we're hitting those fancy Emacs style keystrokes, they are actually binded to specific commands. For example, Control up arrow or Control Y for VI is mapped to the command scroll up. Control down arrow or Control E is bound to scroll down. The same commands are used on the back end, so to speak. It's just different keystrokes are used on the front end, the keyboard. Same thing for searching and selecting and copying text for our paste buffers. Now you might be asking, how do I know which style I'm actually using at the moment? A quick way to test is if Control up or Control Y scrolls your history up. But a more precise way is with the TMUX command show options. Make sure to use the global flag, and we want to view the option Mode Keys, which is a Windows option. This value is configurable, so you can change it anytime you want. And here's how. And if you want to switch to or go back to Emacs, and now we'll confirm our change. And now we're using VI. So we'll go back to copy mode. And going over the VI style commands really quick. Scroll up is Control Y. Scroll down is Control E. A half page up is Control U. A half page down is Control D. Going to the top of your history is lowercase g. Going to the bottom of your history is uppercase G. And going to a specific line number is colon. Searching up is the question mark. And searching down is /. And if you're familiar with Vim or VI, a lot of those key bindings we just went over match up pretty well with those text editors. Now, one final thing to say about searching. When I start typing, none of the matches get highlighted as I type, nor does my cursor move like it did with the Emacs style. I have to actually hit enter before all that magic actually happens. This is because the Emacs and VI key bindings don't actually map to the same commands. I kind of fibbed a little. The question mark is mapped to search backwards, like it says here, but Control R is mapped to a similar command called search backward incremental. Likewise, the / is mapped to search forward, but Control S is actually mapped to search forward incremental. I only listed those two originally for simplicity, when technically it should be like this. Now, for all practical purposes, they both pretty much do the same thing. You just don't get that fancy highlighting as you type. Now, all the key bindings are the defaults and can be changed. As well as the default key binding style you start with when you go into copy mode. And I'll show you how to do all of that in the next video. Thank you for watching. Drop any questions you might have in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and have a great day.